Hi, I'm Gidon from thetechnologyman.com. The LG XBOOM 360 Bluetooth speaker has 360-degree omnidirectional sound, an attractive design and intriguing ambient lighting modes. I'll run through all its features and you'll be able to hear for yourselves how it sounds. Please be sure to like this video if it's useful to you and subscribe if you want to see more in-depth tech reviews like this. So let's take a closer look. Inside the box you get the XBOOM 360 XO3 speaker itself, a USB-C charging cable, a small strap and a quick start guide. This doesn't look like your standard Bluetooth speaker. It has an attractive vase design with a fabric finish and feels well made. It is a sizable speaker and weighs 3.2 kilograms, but with its upright design it doesn't take up much space and should blend nicely into most home interiors. You can see its dimensions on screen. Without attaching the included strap, there's no obvious way to pick it up, but I tend to carry it around from the top lighting section. To attach the fabric strap, you need to remove the rubber plug concealing the strap hole, unscrew the strap button and then feed the strap through the hole before screwing the button back on. Thoughtfully, the rubber bung can be stowed in a recess underneath the speaker. The speaker has an IP54 water and dust resistance rating, an upgrade on its predecessor, the RP54, which was far larger too. It's still only splash proof, but it does mean it can be used outside. Around the base there's a rubberized power button, and next to it behind a rubber flap, a USB-C charging port and a 3.5mm audio in port for a wired connection. Unfortunately, this USB-C port is only one way for charging the unit, so you can't use it to charge your tech, which would have been useful. The top of the unit has touch controls. These controls light up when you tap them, but unfortunately the lighting turns off shortly afterwards, which makes them hard to locate in low light. There's a battery indicator, the mood lighting button, volume controls and the play-pause button activated with a single tap. To skip forward or back a track, use a double and triple tap respectively. Finally, there's a Bluetooth button and status LED. The touch buttons do look very smart and minimalist, but I do prefer tactile buttons. Perhaps my hands are a little dry, but it sometimes takes a couple of attempts for a successful tap. The top of the speaker has a 1-inch silk dome tweeter just visible through the speaker grille. Underneath is a lamp and below that a 2-inch mid-range glass fibre woofer. At the bottom there's a 4-inch bass woofer. Hidden behind the fabric covered enclosure are dual passive radiators. Charging the integrated 28.9 watt-hour battery with the supplied USB-A to USB-C cable is meant to take up to 5 hours at just under 10 watts, but I found it a little quicker than that. When you first turn on the speaker with a short press of the power button, there's an audible prompt and the Bluetooth status LED will flash ready for pairing. If you want to pair to a second device, just tap and hold this Bluetooth button until it starts flashing. By default, you can play from the second device if you pause playback on the device currently active. There is a multi-mode setting you can enable in the free accompanying XBOOM smartphone app that lets you play from both devices without having to pause one of them. Just enable Party Mode under More Product Settings, Multi-Play Mode. You can cycle through various lighting modes and effects by tapping the bulb icon. From Ambient to Nature to Party Mode, and the final press will turn off lighting. There's far more control over the lighting in the XBOOM app. In the default ambient mode, you can turn on candle effect to flicker the light, which my daughter particularly liked. And in each of the modes you can select various presets or choose your own colours from a colour wheel or hue and saturation sliders. Any custom settings you select will remain applied even when using the speaker's button to move through the modes. In the app you can also set a sleep timer which will enable the good night mode. This dims the lighting gradually as the timer counts down and chooses colours that are meant to aid sleep. This is a nice feature if you're using it on a bedside table. If you have multiple speakers, you can link them together using Wireless Party Link in the app. You can either link two identical speakers in a stereo pair, or several speakers in multi-mode. I'll show on screen the speakers that this will work with. I only have the LG XBOOM Go PL range that do have a multi-mode, but unfortunately aren't compatible with this speaker. In the app you can also see the speaker's battery level, disable the auto power off and update the firmware. The biggest feature of the LG XBOOM 360 is its omnidirectional sound. This really works, as you'll hopefully hear in the sound test shortly. You can position the speaker wherever you like, and as you move around the room, the output from the speaker barely changes. You don't get the same soundstage you would from a more conventional speaker this size with stereo speakers, but the XBOOM 360 sounds good. There's lots of clarity in the mids and highs. It doesn't have the thumping bass of some other speakers I've tested in a similar category, but for most music it sounds well balanced, and I think a lot of people will like how it sounds. It has 50 watts of total output with its 25 watt mid-range woofer and 25 watt bass woofer. Even at maximum volume, there's little distortion, although I found it more comfortable at around 75% volume in most cases. Using a sound level meter 1 meter from the speaker grill, I measured the speaker at maximum and 75% volume. I enabled the Sound Boost EQ preset in the app, which slightly enhances the bass and does make the speaker louder. You can see how it fared on screen. It's not the loudest speaker I've tested in its category, but it's certainly loud enough to fill a medium-sized room and could be used outside. You can also tune the EQ to your personal tastes, creating your own custom preset. You can hear for yourself how the speaker sounds with Sound Boost on and off. I also have a sample with the speaker slowly rotating to try and demonstrate the omnidirectional sound. I've recorded the sound test with binaural microphones that capture stereo sound to try and provide the closest representation of what I'm hearing. Please listen with headphones for the best experience. Use the video chapters in the timeline or the timestamps below to skip ahead if you like. The speaker uses Bluetooth 5.1 and there's almost no delay watching YouTube or Netflix, which is nice to see. The connection was also reliable and its range was particularly good, extending beyond the far end of the next room of my house, over 10 meters away. One thing missing from the XBOOM 360 is a microphone, so you can't use it with your voice assistant or for phone calls. The speaker supports the higher quality AAC codec, and if you want the highest quality output, there is the option for a wired connection. The XBOOM 360 has up to 24 hours of battery life, which is impressive, and a big upgrade on its predecessor. According to LG, this has been measured at 50% volume with Sound Boost and the lights off. Even at higher volumes with the ambient lighting on, I got at least a day's usage. The LG XBOOM 360 has a stylish contemporary design, and together with its 360-degree sound and ambient lighting should fit nicely into most homes. It sounds good, and the XBOOM app lets you customise both its audio and lighting to your tastes. I would have liked a USB output, and I know some will miss a built-in microphone, but these are minor points, and overall, if you're after an omnidirectional speaker with a great design, the XBOOM 360 should make your shortlist. But I'd love to know what you think. What do you think of the design, and how do you like the sound? Let me know down below. And as always, if you have any questions, please ask. I read every comment and will do my best to respond. I do hope you found this video useful. Please like the video if you did. I'm releasing videos every week on the latest technology and how to get the most out of it, so please make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to tap the bell icon if you want to get notified as soon as a new video gets uploaded. Thanks for watching.